Good evening, Des Moines. Welcome to the Doc and Lefty program, coming to you from the beautiful industrial north side studios of webcast1live.com. On the north side of Des Moines, this is Lefty. As always, we are bringing you the perspectives you love from the sides you hate. And on the Skype channel, coming in, I love the internet. I love technology. I love the fact that it's 2015. But he is my partner in crime, the big man on campus over in terrible socialist England. It's Dr. J. Patrick Petrosh. Doc, what is up? How's it going? How is the World Cup, my man?
Hey, you know what? First of all, I got to say thanks for covering the show. This is a once-in-a-lifetime trip for me.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of people to thank, and you're one of them. So thanks for covering. The World Cup has been awesome. All kinds of things going on. And one of the articles I'm going to write tomorrow is, because there's a lot of elections going on right now. Mm-hmm. There's elections in Ukraine, which is awesome, because I wrote an article about this. And, of course, there are articles an election going on in Argentina. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not an Argentina rugby fan, but I am after this World Cup, because these guys got beat. Right? But they didn't get beat by much by the number 2 team in the world. And after the game, they were still happy. They weren't gnashing their teeth. They weren't upset, which is something that happens in a purely socialist country. So I was really kind of surprised that Argentina didn't do a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth and pointing their fingers at the Republicans kind of thing.
I gotta say, Doc, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. You might not have heard this, but the last 2 weeks were a big. The first week was a big liberal gab fest, and then we had the Smart Guys Corner with the dean of Smarty Pants University, Dr. Rabbi Kaufman, last week. This week. Yeah. Because I was scrambling a little bit, and my good buddy Jordan Flatt, the proprietor extraordinaire of the Flatt Tire Center over on their Southeast 14th, your old stomping grounds, buddy. You at least know of Mr. Flatt by reputation, I'd assume.
Oh yeah, I used to buy tires from him all the time when I lived in Indianola.
Absolutely.
And then I moved out to the west side. You know how you become a snob when you're out on the west side.
Well, I believe, Jordy, you live on the west side, so you know all about that at this point.
As a matter of fact, I am familiar with the snobbishness of the west side of Des Moines, or West Des Moines, yes.
Oh my God, I actually know this guy. I have actually bought tires. He was much thinner back then.
Oh, man.
So was I.
He only takes shots like that when he's outside the U.S. borders.
He'll come back.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But, I got to tell you, Doc, that Jordan said that he was going to fill in as the token conservative on Doc and Lefty. Now, there are no token conservatives. There are just token conservative ideas, right?
No, yes, just token conservative ideas. So over here, toking is allowed. So
I said token. I said token, not toking. So you can tell where his mind is at over there in England.
Because you liberals that's when you come up with your best ideas, is when you're stoned out of your gourd. It's only when you sober up that you go, holy cow, I actually said that.
I can neither confirm nor deny that that's true. What I'll tell you, Doc, a little bit about Jordan. I met Jordan when I was bartending. And generally, it's pretty easy as a bartender to be liked by most people. You have to be a pretty bad bartender if you were disliked by most people. But Jordan, much like yourself, does not partake of libations, and he liked me anyway. And so that I think that speaks pretty well of his character. What do you think about that, buddy?
Well, one, if you keep your mouth shut, you're a pretty likable guy.
I've never known him to keep his mouth shut. It's never happened. 2,
you're that rare breed of liberal. Oh, there you go, showing an empty mic. Is that my spot now?
I think spot? So, yeah.
All right, but 2, you're a rare liberal. You're what we would call a unicorn liberal, that you can actually sit down, discuss the issues, get passionate, even angry, and then once the argument's over, you're still friends. Right? And so that's a rarity that I found among liberals, because I can tell you, after I go on a conservative rant, because a lot of times Facebook gets up to 1,000, 1,015. I go on a conservative rant, we're back down to 900. Go explain that, right?
Yeah. I think, Jordy, you know a little bit about that today, I think.
Yeah, I may have posted something today that I don't know. I tracked it. It's been posted or shared in a bunch of states, and even over across the pond over there in England. Someone in London reshared it, and I may have lost some productivity today bickering with some of my friends. I got a lot of attaboys, but I got a lot of heat today.
I'm glad that you decided to wear the flannel shirt. And I'll get to Pat. I'll tell you a little bit about this if you're sticking around over the break. But I'm glad you wore the flannel shirt because and left the silver spoon at home, because I'm pretty sure that those two would have clashed.
Yeah, they don't work together.
No,
I do have a gold platter in the pickup. Though,
you do,
and some tires.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that you didn't give everything up.
Not everything.
To be a populist everyman today.
Absolutely not.
Well, no, we're really happy to have Jordy here, Doc, because you and I have been in contact with each other, but I wanted to know, are you going to be able to stick around, or do you have to split here?
No, I can stick around. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Ukrainian elections, because politics is usually not a lot of fun. Leave it to the Ukrainians to make it a riot. Right.
Well, if it's a fun election story that's going to leave us on a positive up note, then maybe we'll leave that to the end, because what I wanted to talk about today was the bipartisan carnival barking that went on during Hillary Clinton's Benghazi testimony last week. I think that the Biden announcement that he's not going to run, I think that would be an interesting thing to talk about. Also, Paul Ryan sort of holding the. Honestly, kind of finally showing how to herd those cats in the House of Representatives Republican caucus. At least it seems like that on the surface. I want to hear from two conservative guys what they think about Paul Ryan. And then, Doc, you had pitched me the idea that we should talk, since it's getting closer to January, probably start talking about the Iowa caucuses and maybe start to wonder, are we a little bit too big for our britches? Are we getting to the point where maybe we're a little too outsized for the primary process? What do you think about that, buddy?
Yeah, we can talk about all that stuff. That all sounds good.
Excellent. Jordy, you ready to go?
I have some opinions I'm willing to share with you tonight. Absolutely.
Great.
I'm certainly happy to hear it. Well, we're coming up on the first break. And so I'm just going to encourage everybody to visit some of our sponsors, docandlefty.com, the website. We've got some content. Eventually, one of these days, I'm going to I sprained both of my wrists, my brain, and my typing fingers, Doc. But I'm almost healed up. I'll have something up there shortly. BetroshanAssociates.com, Labinas Law Firm at LabinasLawFirm.com, Halo Capital at DesMoinesInterestsRate.com, and our premier sort of longest standing folks, Des Moines Anesthesia PC. You can reach them at 515-574-6442. Doing the pain management thing, doing basically anything that you need to for your surgical needs or any sort of pain management. They are the folks to talk to for sure. So you want to give them a call at 515-574-6442. Or if you're not in a position to be able to call them, make sure that your power of attorney does it for you. Anyway, you can check us out at docandlefty.com. They might not appreciate that, so we'll have Maddie edit that out during the break. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and please check out all of those sources. And also visit. I'm going to get since he was so nice to come in, I'm going to give you a free plug here at the top of the show. Go to Flatt Tire Center. I used to go to them exclusively when I had a car that needed their special ministrations. I drive a little bit newer car now, not to say that I wouldn't trust it with you, but you know how those lease contracts can go.
Yes, I do.
Sometimes Stivers wants to hang on to those cars a little bit tighter, but I used to bring a goofy-looking car in, and Jordy's folks would work on it, they'd fix it up, and he'd never once, not that I know of anyway, wink, wink, overcharged me for tires. So we'll be right back after this. Please stick around.